What is up with it? Today we are back. We are watching top 4 of the Eggman case tournament. This is an EB02 case tournament between Alejandro on green, purple Luffy, and Daniel on green, Bonney. But before we get into that, shout outs to Angelo. He wrote an EB02 GP Luffy guide. This is a starter guide for people who are trying to get into GP. They're not too familiar with it yet. This is a great starting point if you want to help support the channel. There's a discount code in the description with a link to this guide that will help support me. Shout outs to Angelo, a very accomplished player if you're unfamiliar. He's gotten third at the European Finals in Utrecht, second place at the Paris Regionals, very recently with Teach. Great player. This is a great starting point. Also, I am going to be at some point this week, hopefully sooner than later, dropping a complimentary guide free for my Metafy supporters. It's not really going to be like a full guide. It's really going to be, I have consumed a lot of GP guides at this point. I've consumed like 4 or 5 because I'm really locked into this format and I'm so hyped for GP. It's not going to be like a full thing. I'm not going to do the whatever, but it's going to be free for the $10 supporters. And it's just going to be covering the things that I have learned playing the deck that I feel like I haven't seen anyone else talk about. It's going to be more of like the tips and tricks, some of the more nuances that I don't think I've really seen people talk about. But hopefully that will drop soon. But anyways, let's hop into it. I'm not sure who won the rock, paper, scissors, but it looks like the Bonney kept and the green, purple Luffy is going to go ahead and mulligan for us. Wow, this camera quality is, very 2004-esque, They are playing in a different decade than we are, but we will try to make it work. Because yeah, it's definitely not on my end, and I doubt it's on Eggman's end. I think it's probably just on Alejandro's side. I will say his mat looks pretty cool though. Okay, so gonna go ahead and go second as the Bonney player after the GP Luffy passes, and we're gonna go ahead and Bonney search into a Cavendish. Got a little peek into the, I believe that was a Tashigi. Okay, 3 Dawn turn. Have to imagine a large percentage of the time we're going to be swinging at this Bonney. The question is, do we have a searcher to play here that maybe we top decked? Do we have maybe a 3-cost Zorajuro? Do we have maybe a Frankie? All that. Okay, gonna go ahead and play 1 for the stage. So we did top deck the stage. And the stage top decked us into the 1-cost searcher event. When at sea, you fight pirates. And we're going to go ahead and grab thinking on this search. I wish I knew what their options were, but it looks like we're just going to grab a 2K Usahachi, which tells me that the other options were not that good. We're going to go ahead and probably swing 5 or 6 at the Bonney and then just pass. Yeah, we'll swing 6. Also playing kind of slowly. Alejandro is like, and by that I don't mean he's taking long to make the decisions, but like the way he put the Dawn under his leader and put it sideways just looked very slow motion to me. Okay, gonna go ahead and take that life. Maybe it's a conscious thing. He knows like his camera's like kind of shit, so he like tries to move a little bit slower so things don't look sus in any way. Or maybe he's just a chill guy. Who knows? But gonna go ahead and swing 6, which we took that damage. Gonna swing 5 as the GP Luffy. Bonney, happy to take that. Looks like we're playing what I imagine is a Sanji and Pudding. And we're going to go ahead and get 3 Dawn after leader skilling. 1 from the Sanji and Pudding and 2 from leader being restood. So this would be the turn to play the Frankie if we play it. But there's just a Nami, so top decked another Searcher or got it off life. I'm not in love with this play, to be honest with you. Okay, grabbing another Sanji and Pudding. I just don't really think that if all we're doing is playing Nanami, I think leader affecting was probably unnecessary, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and boost our Sanji Pudding. Doesn't really do anything here. Unless the green players start playing a new tech that I'm not aware of that like rests specifically like a 5. But that would be weird for them to start playing that this format, because like if they tried to start playing that, like it just obviously gets giga punished by the island. It's actually so crazy that Carrot freezes a 7. Like a 7? 7 is a really high number, man. 7 is a really high number. That's like everything in the game that is not explicitly a boss monster. Okay, gonna go ahead and play Cavendish as we expected. Gonna restand 2 Dawn. I wonder if we're gonna have another 1-drop Searcher to pair with this. I know Bonney players gotta be so hyped that they get to play versus an aggro matchup that can't remove their 5 drops and can't put in them. I know they gotta be so hyped. You're gonna swing 7 at the 6k leader, which we will take. No trigger. And we'll just pass there. Okay, so now we are gonna go ahead and be on 6 Dawn, and we know there's another Sanji and Pudding in hand, so I have to imagine that for sure is going to be hitting the table. Gonna play it before swinging. Kind of an interesting decision. Also probably should remove the dice when our leader is no longer a 6k, but you know, whatever. Gonna go ahead and get 4 Dawn back. After leader skilling 2 from the leader skill and 2 from the Sanji and Pudding. So effectively the leader skill was completely free. Okay, and we have 5 Dawn left. So if we have a 3rd Sanji and Pudding here, we are very much gaming. Okay, leader is going to be rested by the Bonney, who's just going to take that 7k swing. I believe they're down to 2. Or maybe they're down to 3. They're actually down to 3. Oh, there is another Sanji and Pudding. Wow. Holy shizai. They're crazy. Alright, we are drawn. We are drawing them things. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and take a moment to think here as the Bonney player. I could see a world where this could be a bad matchup for green purple Luffy. Hody, of course, being unbelievable, being able to rest on to close out games. Also, Bonney's cards, even though green players don't want you to know it, all of their cards are incredibly custom. They are super broken. The problem is, typically what happens is one of 2 things. The Bonney player either plays into an aggro that super blows them up, or they play into a deck that removes their creatures. And I don't think green purple is necessarily a deck that's super well equipped to do either. So I could see a world where Bonney actually has not a bad matchup in a green purple. But gonna go ahead and 0 cost event. pitching a chopper. So interesting that Alejandro's playing the chopper. Chopper being a huge card played in the East. There are some Western players who are fans of the card. I am not one of them. To be completely open and honest with you guys, I'm not a huge fan. Okay, so now we have, I believe we have 8 Dawn as the green purple, and I think we're going to go 8 into Cavendish as first action, is my guess. We're going to go ahead and rest one of the Sanjian puddings. We're going to give a 2 and a 1. Yep, so that must have been at the Cavendish. Funny enough, Electrical Luna fucking eats here. It actually eats. All right, 8 at Cavendish. Have to imagine we're either going to get 2 cards. Wow, our hand as the green purple Luffy player is actually so massive. He's got a book. Okay, so this is the Rush Luffy. We're going to go ahead and get all of our Dawn back, and I imagine we're going to go ahead and swing 8 at Cavendish again. Honestly, I would not have even hated a 10 here. After the block comes down, I actually think a 10 would have been really nice here. But I think they're probably just going to go 8-8. Also, actually 8-8 is probably a little bit better, to be honest. I changed my mind. I forgot we were 6K leader for a second. Oh, wow. 2-1, 2-1. Okay. Wow. So we took what? We took 6 cards out of Daniel's hand this turn? Man, imagine if we had just poked 6 and Electrical Luna'd. We would be so in there. We would be so in there. Like, we probably win the game, honestly. Like, if we were able to tax our opponent for 5 cards, have our huge board, and then also stun their board, like, you have to imagine it's GG. Because I'm not exactly sure what the Bonney player responds with. Maybe a kid would be pretty nasty, but like at that point we still tax them for 5 cards, right? And the blocker. But like he probably doesn't play this way if he has the kid. We could see a 10-drop Doflamingo come down here. That could be pretty impactful, freezing 3 things. I don't think we're ever allowed to play like a 9-cost Zoro. If we play a 9-cost Zoro, we probably blow the F up. We could play... what would be good here, actually? Is it maybe even the Pop Shanks? Oh, okay, yeah, it's the 10-drop Doflamingo, which I think is unreal here. I think it's actually like so good. I think it's like... okay, kind of... This is actually so crazy that his fucking setup is so bad. It's actually like generationally bad. Like the glare, like you just like right now you can kind of tell what the cards are, but there was a moment where the only reason I knew what the cards on the board were was because I knew what the cards on the board were. But gonna go ahead and swing 6 at life. Restanding 2 Dawn, so I imagine our opponent's going to go 6-6 at life. And then I could see the 8 going either life or at a character. It's possible that we just go at life and try to set up for lethal in like 2 turns. After chaining another 10-drop next turn. But also could just be at one of the... Oh, wow, this is at life. Gianting here seems a little odd to me, but maybe we just don't have any playables and we want to dig deeper. Hoping to stay at 2 life just to avoid playing into any Hody shenanigans, I believe. Do those restand? No. Okay. I think he told him, hey, you don't get those, bucko. Yeah. Oh. Okay, bit of a lag here. Here we have what? We have 8 Dawn. I feel like I'm kind of just hoping to play like another card that goes plus, like maybe a Zorojuro. For the GOAT, we play a 4th Sanji and Pudding. And then just swing huge at probably the Cavendish. We could even like, if we do play the 4th Sanji and Pudding, we're going to be refunded 6 Dawn after we leader effects. So we could even like try to tax a little bit. Like we could play the Sanji and Pudding, like, and then like swing kind of not that big at the Cavendish, and then like swing huge at it with the Nami. We also might consider, depending on how much counter we have in our hand, we might consider leaving up Dawn this turn just to play around another Hody. Like more than 1 Dawn. Like we might even leave up like 3. But it just really depends. I don't think our hand is that big as the GP player anymore. At one point it was massive, but over the last couple turns, the green Bonney player able to really chip away. Okay, so we have 6 Dawn. Not exactly sure what we're thinking about. Okay, we're going to start with the Nami Searcher. Also, based on the amount of time on the clock, is this actually a best of 3? I'm going to keep it a buck. I did not realize this was a best of 3. This whole time I thought I was watching a best of 1. That's my B. Okay, grabbing another Secret Rare Luffy. Definitely one of the better cards they could find. Okay, we're going to be getting all the Dawn back. Actually, more than the Dawn back because we have 3. So leader effect actually says, like, gain 1 Dawn, basically. Oh my god, we're frozen. Holy shizai. I wonder if this is ever just on Eggman's side. Okay, we have 5 Dawn left. I wonder if we're going to swing 10 at Hody here. The fact that they let the Cavendish die makes me think that maybe they're not super comfortable with going 2k, 1k. I'm not exactly sure how many cards are in the Bonney's hand, but it doesn't look big. Might only be 2 cards. Oh. Oh my god, he's shipping the whole thing. Shipping the whole 12, I think. Alright. And Hody is dead. I think there were 3 cards in hand. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pass over. If there's not another 10 drop here, you got to be feeling good as Alejandro. I mean, yeah. Anytime that you find 3 Sanji and Pudding, I think you're feeling pretty good. I think you're feeling pretty good. Also, we didn't tap Island. I guess we decided that, like, Carrot on Secret Rare Luffy is just not real, and, like, we have multiple of them. So, like, oh, okay, and Daniel concedes. So, wait, was that game 1? Or was that match? Okay, I think that was just game 1. That was just game 1. What was I saying, though? Something. I guess it doesn't really matter if you, like, boost one of the Luffys to be out of carrot range, because, like, there's another one rested there anyway, so he'll just rest the one that's not boosted. Please excuse me for yawning. I worked a 16-hour day. yesterday. I work in a fine dining restaurant, and yesterday was Mother's Day, so I'm quite exhausted. If anyone has any ideas for me to take, for how I can take One Piece full time, let me know. I am kind of tired of doing real work and would prefer to just play games all day. So let me know. Okay, but this time the Bonney's going to go first, which leads me to believe that Green Purple won the rock, paper, scissors last game. Going to go ahead and poke 5, which the Bonney is going to take. And then we're going to play down the 4-cost Zoro Juro, my personal favorite card in the deck, which will grab the actual best card in the deck, Sanji and Pudding, I believe. Based on the speed at which he grabbed it and the coloring. Wow, this setup is really tough. All right, I'm going to go ahead and swing 5. Feel like I pretty happily take this. Yep, no trigger. Gonna go ahead and play down the Banished Smoker. Arguably the best card he could have played on this turn. Very, 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 very strong card. I think it's probably better than the Cavendish or the Carrot here, just because it's going to be a harder body to swing into next turn. So we swung. I'm kind of confused what happened there. Maybe we just swung 5. Or no, it was 6, because the thing on board was the Zoro Juro, not the... Oh, wow. Wow. Alejandro is pretty good at drawing his cards. Man, actually full comboing. Oh my god, and another Sanji and Pudding. Holy shizai. Holy shizai. Yeah. But might be if I sounded like I was complaining earlier. I live a very blessed life. My job is like, it's pretty good. Like, it's flexible. I work with good people. I make, decent money. So I don't mean to complain, because I am very fortunate for my circumstances, but I still would like to, modify them a little bit and not have to like have a traditional job and play One Piece. So if y'all have ideas for how I can better monetize myself, please let me know. There's other content creators in the space, like Cardi Kaizoku. I know currently now he's going full-time, but like before he went full-time due to unfortunate circumstances, he talked about how like, okay, so gonna swing 8 at the Zoro, we're gonna let it die. He talked about how like he can't really justify ever going full-time unless it like made as much money as his full-time job, because like he worked really hard to get that job, and also he makes a lot of money, so it just wasn't realistic. I'm not really in those circumstances at all. I am not really someone who cares too much about making a lot of money. So I think if I could make like, I live in a high cost of living area. I live in Seattle, for those of y'all who don't know. But even if I were able to make like 5K a month off One Piece, which is like pretty, like obviously that's a lot of money in many places, but like here it's really not. If I was able to find a way to even make like that amount of money, I think I'd probably just do One Piece full time. Okay, gonna go ahead and block with Rosinante. After we swung 9, I have to imagine at the Smoker. Gonna go ahead and play the Sanji and putting, we didn't draw. I believe the draw is mandatory. The draw is mandatory, so he is gonna get it. My question here is like, I actually have literally no idea how the judges would rule this. Like, so that was weird, where he activated leader effect, he restood the Dawn, and then he realized, wait, I did not do something mandatory before. I'm going to fix the game state now. But like, he's fixing the game state in a window where like the Sanjian pudding should also be restanding Dawn. Like, I wonder if a judge would ever be like, you know, you missed the opportunity to restand the Dawn because like you took another game action. I think that would be a really weird way to rule it, a pretty sharky way to rule it. But like, I've seen some nastier things happen. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've seen some nastier things happen. But anyways, so I believe our board state is, to be honest with you, I don't even know. I think we have at least 2 Sanjian puddings, maybe 3. I think we have 3 Sanjian puddings and 1 Zoro. But this setup is so bad. I'm like pretty sure it's 3 Sanjian puddings and 1 Zoro. I can't really tell what this card is. That's the real crux of the situation, but surely I'll be able to figure it out at some point. But I don't think it's another Zoro, because I think we've only searched twice. And I don't remember a secret rare Luffy coming down. So I'm pretty sure it's actually just 3 Sanjian pudding and Zoro. Alejandro, unbelievable at drawing, gonna be honest. One of the best drawers to ever live, maybe. Also, his hand is actually like 10 cards. It's so big. Really considering our options here. I'm not sure why it would ever be anything other than swing 9 at the smoker. Oh, wow. Only 7. This kind of makes me think that maybe we're afraid of like... is that... There's no way that's the 4th Sanjian pudding in his hand. No, that's a Going Merry. Okay, we're going to play the Going... Maybe we're playing multiple Going Merrys here. But that doesn't even make sense, to be honest with you. Oh, 2 more Dawn for the Chopper. And thinking about if he wants to get the Dawn back or not. This is optional. Oh god, reading his own card. GG. This Chopper is either going to be really good or it's going to be atrocious. We'll see. I do think there's worlds where our opponent plays another Hody and we have completely goobed ourselves. If our opponent plays another Hody here and rests the Chopper... Okay, we're so chilling. Alright, gotta go 7. I have literally no clue what the 7 is at. Probably the Zorojuro. But actually, I have no clue. Oh, wow. Did we just give up 2 1Ks? That's actually pretty crazy. Alright, gonna go ahead and pop one of the Sanjian puddings. Almost certainly. It only pops rested characters, yeah. Oh, I think when I thought there were all these Sanjian puddings on the board earlier, I think that was literally just Dawn. Okay. My B, guys. I'm tapped back in. No more story time. I'm tapped back in. Using the D20 to keep track of hand size. Low key, maybe I should get one of those. It's kind of... I use just a regular dice. Okay. Big think here. Actually at 10 Dawn, a rare sight. But yeah, this is exactly why I hate the chopper. Imagine if this chopper was just a Robin. If this chopper was just a Robin, we would be so in there. Alright, but I'm gonna go ahead and swing 9 at the smoker. Like, we have to play 3 characters if we want to play over our own chopper. And that would obviously just not be that great. Which, realistically, and unless we have double Nami, is just not happening. Yeah, I think we just lose this game because of chopper. I think we actually lose the game because we put this chopper on board, genuinely. Like, now we're like a 5k leader, so they get to like poke us. Wow, we swing 5 at life and they take. Holy shizai. Okay, 4 for what I imagine is a Zorajuro. I don't know. This whole situation, though, of like, what if your opponent doesn't swing? Like, this exists in the East as well. And yet the East still really loves the card from everything I've seen. Like, they all still play it. So, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe this isn't the worst situation of all time. Our turn was not that bad. We were able to kill the smoker. We played down another blocker. We were able to establish the Zoro. We dealt the damage. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's annoying that like this 5k swing gets to actually like poke us when it should get 0 value. Like, alright, what if I swing one more time and pass, bro? Can you block with 2 things in the same swing? I don't think so, right? That wouldn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure you can't. Like, it would make no sense to ever do it, but I'm saying, like, you just mechanically cannot do it. I don't think. Yeah, look, I don't think this Bonney player's gonna swing again. Oh, maybe he is. Never mind. Might be. I'm actually low-key kind of shocked he swung again. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I kind of think that was a misplay. I could be wrong. Someone let me know in the comments below. Was he supposed to swing the shanks there? I feel like swinging the shanks there was awful. I'm not really sure what it accomplished. Like, you just made it so like his leader can be a 6k this next turn. You made it so like he effectively gets, I think he only has 1 Sanji I'm putting on board now. So he gets like an extra 3 Dawn for like kind of no reason. Like, you removed a blocker, but you made him a 6k leader and you gave him an extra 3 Dawn. Just doesn't really seem that good to me. But I don't know. It's actually so bonkers that once you're at 10 Dawn, the Sanji I'm putting still gets draws, man. I also don't know why we were thinking so hard on if we want to put it on the board. It's the number 1 card you want to put on the board. I think Alejandro has the worst setup I've ever seen, genuinely. Genuinely. I'm going to be honest, it's actually just like, it shouldn't even be acceptable. I'm going to be honest. I don't think people should be allowed to play on setups like this. Maybe it's just the stream. Maybe on Discord it looks good. I really don't know. I hope so. Because I would be sick if I'm playing a best of 3 versus this setup. I'm basically playing audibly. I'm playing like, you know, in Magnus Carlsen, He's playing blindfolded, and his opponents just described to him the game state and the moves. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe I'm just a complainer. Okay, gonna go 7 at life with this Zorojuro. No Dawn Up, so not gonna be able to rest the active Sanji and Pudding. Oh my god, wait. Did we see all 4 Zorojuro this game? We're so nuts. 4 Zorojuro and either 3 or 4 Sanji and Pudding. Which, to be fair, when you see one of them, it helps you see the other one, but like, still, damn. You really got it like that, I guess. So we're going to be able to restand 4 Dawn here, which is pretty cool because it means that we're going to be playing around Hody shenanigans. I think he kind of shortcutted it there. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. Please do not do that. Please actually go through the steps. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. Please play properly, basically. Because if you do shortcuts like that, and, you know, all of a sudden a judge ruling doesn't go your way, it's your fault. So please just be smart, play properly. There will be no problems. Also, I don't even know what the Zoro grabbed. And I don't even know if it's my fault for not paying attention or if it's the fucking awful setup. I think that this video, there's going to be 2 demographics of people. I think there's going to be a demographic of people who love this video and they're like, you know, OPTCG grinder, we fuck with you, like, it's fun that you're rambling or whatever. And then there's going to be a demographic of people who are like, man, will this dude shut the fuck up and just give us insights into the gameplay? Hopefully more the first one than the second one, but I do recognize that maybe this video will rub people the wrong way. Okay, gonna go ahead and swing 10 at what I imagine is leader. I feel like Alejandro's kind of playing like a little scared, and we do have a bunch of bombs on board, so we probably do have to start closing this game out. We also giant pitched giant, which is like very rare to see. Like when your opponent has as many cards in their hand as Alejandro. Okay, and I think we pitched a Luna off that giant. And then we pitched a Frankie as the last 1K. Chat, I'm not gonna lie, I have not ever resolved Gum Gum Giant IRL. I don't actually know the sequence of events. I think you minus the Dawn, and then you pitch, and then you draw 2, and then you declare what you're boosting. I don't know. I'm gonna have to actually read the card. Okay, but gonna swing 11. Would not surprise me if this 11 was at Sanji and Pudding. No, it's at Zoro. Really? Okay, ACOS Kid, the demon himself, Rosinante next to him. Oh, never mind. Just Killer. To be fair, in this game state, they're the same thing. Versus a deck like Doflamingo, they're not the same thing because of Perfume Femur. Or like versus red decks with unblockables, they're not the same thing. But in this game state, they're actually the same thing. In this game state versus this deck specifically. But the thing is, we got a lot of swings low key. I don't know how many cards our opponent has in hand, but we can for sure do at least 2 10s. We can for sure do at least 2 10s. The problem is, does Alejandro have any more good cards left in his deck? Has he gone through all 4 Sanji and Puddings? He's at least gone through 2. Are we about to rest 3 Dawn for what? For what? Usahachi? Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes so much sense. Yeah. Okay. I was completely wrong. The difference between Rosinante and Killer is actually huge. I was fucking capping. I forgot that you don't just need an unblockable. You could just rest the blocker. 5 head. Okay, but we're going to swing 10 and they're good 2k, 1k. They've had this Tashigi in their hand literally the whole game. We're going to return 2 Dawn and then get 4 Dawn back. Seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. All right, so we've got 6 left. If we want to swing another 10, we got to attach 4. And then that only leaves us with 2 Dawn up. So there's definitely worlds where like this 10 does not get through. Honestly, was swinging 10 greedy as... Am I tripping? Should that have not just been bigger? I feel like low-key that should have just been bigger. Like, it should have actually just been way bigger, right? Like, there's no reason to swing 10 there. Yeah, okay. I think Alejandro threw. Why did we swing 10? Why did we not just swing, like, especially because, like, our opponent kind of griefed and flashed the Tashigi earlier. We easily could have just swung like 12 or even bigger than that, right? We had like 5 Dawn remaining, so we could have gone, yeah, we could have gone 12, I guess. I think that's the biggest number we could have done without losing any Dawn efficiency. Oh, we're just going 8. Are we leaving 3 Dawn up? Wow. I think going 10-8 is a lot worse than just going 12 for a lot of different reasons. First of all, it takes 1 less card for the same amount of Dawn. Second of all, like the 12 actually low-key kind of gets through a fair percentage of the time, and if it gets through, we get to still swing this Zoro for 6, whether it's at the blocker or it's at life. It gets to swing somewhere, whereas like here we like used the swing to get 1 less card out of hand, which is really, if the 12 swing gets through, it's really 2 less cards out of hand. So I think that turn was played pretty poorly. I kind of think there's been a bit of spaghetti in this match. I think, honestly, I really think swinging the shanks on that 1 turn was probably like bad. I'm gonna need someone smarter than me to convince me why it wasn't. And then the I think like these swings on this turn were really bad. Oh wow. Okay, we're just going for lethal. GG, you're dead. We actually have like, we have so many giga swings here. We have like 8, 8, 8. Well, we probably won't. Nah, surely we have math lethal. Also, we wasted a Dawn on a... I think Alejandro like mega threw this game. I don't know what his hand was looking like that 1 turn, but like he gianted a giant, which just feels like it's probably just was not correct considering how large his hand was. So he gianted a giant, and then this turn he only leaves up 2 Dawn to die to Hody. Like, leave up 3 Dawn, brother. Leave up, yeah, probably 3. You probably swing 12. You see if it gets through. Whether it gets through or not, you probably leave up 3 Dawn. But anyways, game 3. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Alright, Alejandro went first. And grabs the Sanji and pudding off his Nami. Yo, Alejandro is crazy, bro. Holy shizai. I've played this deck a lot, and I will say it's crazy consistent, but like, he is finding that card. He is finding that. And I will say, you do low-key always find it. Like, it's kind of like, you know, people might get upset when like Dofi like high rolled you in 09, like Jinbei, Weevil, Boa, whatever shenanigans, but like the deck low-key always did that. To be fair, green, purple, Luffy do kind of always be doing that. This is really weird sequencing. I don't know, like, when he had all of these cards in his hand. But I would say the general theory for most people is that you would not search 5, then draw, then search 3. But he did find another Sanji and Pudding, so I don't think he's too upset with the way this played out. But gonna swing 6. We're going to go ahead and take. We're going to go ahead and swing 5. Which is going to kill the Nami. We're going to go ahead and rest 1 for the Bonney. We're going to go ahead and grab a 2K Appo. Going to go ahead and grab the Killer. Okay, going to go ahead and swing 5 at one of these Bonnies. So annoying when, you know, Bonney is able to chain these searchers. Okay, but gonna go ahead and leader skill here. Are we gonna play Frankie? I don't know what we played, to be honest with you. I have literally no clue. He didn't re-ramp, which makes me think it's not the Frankie. Oh, it's the 2K Usopp that Dawn ×1 when attacking can rest, I believe is how it works. I haven't actually tested it myself, but some good players really like it. Okay, we grabbed a Bart off of the Searcher. Gonna go ahead and play the Smoker. This card is so good, man. Okay, yeah. Oh, it only does the rest thing if you have 8 or more Dawn. It's actually kind of crazy that this card is like literally just a worse version of the other Usahachi, but I guess, like, you know, that's just kind of how power creep works. So I guess we put it on board to literally just trade with the Searcher, I think is our plan. Or we're not swinging at the Searcher and we're just keeping it for later. Might also be that. That actually seems like a pretty decent plan if true. Okay, looks like we're gonna rest 5 for another Sanji and Pudding because we are, of course, the GOAT. Yep, gonna go ahead and draw. And funny enough, like typically, in the like context of time, typically like an aggro deck has the advantage over the control deck because the control deck is going to like take life like quicker than the aggro deck typically. But GP Luffy is kind of slightly different in the sense that he's like very down to take life. That said, we are still at 4 life, so just kind of interesting that something that's like typical of the dynamic might not be exactly what happens here. Okay, but we're gonna go ahead and carrot and freeze this Sanji and Pudding, one of the 3 that is on board. Dang, it actually sucks so much that this Usahachi actually can only rest a 4. Like, yo, this card stinks. If he plays over it, I'm gonna be laughing. I'm gonna be cackling. But we have 8 Dawn here. After we leader effect, we'll have we'll get 5 back. So really we have like 13. So we can go like it looks like he's separating, like he intends to play a Zoro this turn. Which seems reasonable. We play like a Zoro, we swing. Honestly, maybe even like we for sure swing at least 9 into the smoker. Maybe we swing 11. Oh, we're starting with a stage. Okay, that seems pretty weak. Well, actually, no, it seems pretty weak. I was going to say it's going to let us double buff our Pudding, but that just actually doesn't matter because we're going to have 2 more rested right next to it. Okay, so just kind of using Dawn to convert these non-counter cards in our hand into more playable cards. Maybe our hand is just genuinely nothing playable. If we have playable cards, maybe this isn't the correct sequencing. But it's really hard to say without seeing the hand. Also, if anyone wants to money match EB format, let me know. I still need to, I guess it just, that EB just is the format now, so I probably don't have to keep clarifying what format. Alright, gonna rest 5. This is just comical, bro. This is just genuinely comical. He didn't even search that off the event either. This is actually so nuts. Did he draw 4 in literally all 3 games? He's just printing Dawn. He's just printing Dawn. He's printing Dawn and he's printing cards. If you're Daniel, you gotta be like kind of low-key pissed. Daniel actually has such a huge hand. What the I don't think it's unreasonable to swing 9 at the smoker and then ship the rest at the smoker again after they tap. I feel like that's where I lean. Yeah, I think Alejandro thinks the same. Go 9 at smoker, they counter. Then just, I don't know exactly how much is left. 5. So we get to go 9-11 at it. Yeah, and they counter. They give us 2 cards. Are you willing to give us 5 cards for this smoker? I'm just shipping the 11, bro. What do we need Dawn up for? Literally, what do we need Dawn up for? All right. I don't know. We're at 4 life. We are at 4 life. Yeah, I don't know. I would have gone 11, but that's just me. There's no way we're playing more stages. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna pass. 2 Dawn active. I don't know. Our hand is fucking 100 cards big. Maybe he just wants this Dawn active to protect his characters. But like Bonney low-key has to play on curve. He's not gonna swing big at your characters anyways. I'm pretty sure that should have just been an 11. But I can't see the hand. Who knows? Okay, gonna go ahead and play kid. Yeah, and like, look, now if we got like, we'll see. Maybe getting 1 less card out of hand is gonna really hurt us. We'll see, I guess. Okay, gonna swing 6. We'll 1K. What was this 6 at? Was it at life? Are we countering at 4 life right now? Also, the sequencing, like, slightly weird from Daniel. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, probably, if we know that this is our play, we're probably just supposed to start with, like, 6 carat, 6 liter. Then play the... Oh. Well... Nah, maybe you do it this way to play around Luna on the Cavendish. I could be convinced that that's true. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and giant, get rid of this Taro. Honestly, I didn't even realize Alejandro was on Taro. Maybe he's only on 1. Gonna go rest the kid, put a blocker, a Rosinante specifically next to it. I want to know how many cards are in Daniel's hand. But we get to like... I think there's only like 4. There's only 4 or 5. The thing is, we still stuck all these Sanji and Puddings. So we still get to swing. We still potentially can swing at this kid 3 times. And we can swing at the kid 3 times. 10s across the board, right? We go 3, 3, boom. We still get to like print Dawn. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Also, we have the Usahachi, so we can even rest the Rosinante, which doesn't actually matter because the Rosinante can just protect the kid. So that's why it's important that it's Rosinante and not the other thing. Okay, yep, just gonna go 10 a kid. I wonder if we had just shipped the 11 last turn, how this would have played out. Like, would they have just let the smoker go? Obviously, we don't get to giant the Taro. Like, would we not have been able to protect our board? Like, were we that counter light? Like, were we that bricked up? Okay. Gonna go another 10 at the kid. I think what's gonna happen here is we're going to probably be able to protect the kid, and then we're gonna be able to follow up with a 10 drop. I think there's only one card left in hand. 2 done. Are we actually playing Chopper right now? There's no way. There's no way. Also, by the way, Luna would eat here. Oh. Is that the Asura sword? What was it? I don't know what it was. I think it's the demonic aura sword. Oh my god, the quality is so bad. Yeah, it is. It is. Wow. Phenomenal use of our Dawn. I wonder how many copies of this Alejandro is playing. Maybe just one. I will say, if he's playing this instead of Luna, Luna actually would have gone so hard this turn, man. It would have gone so hard this turn. Like, our opponent has 1 card in hand and we just blanket froze 3 things. Okay. Definitively not playing the 10-drop Doflamingo as I thought. Are we just gianting an 8? Is this an 8 at life? Okay, so Alejandro very down to just like use giants kind of early. I guess it like I don't know. Cause like these, oh wow. 2K, 1K. I kind of wonder, like, why is Alejandro, like, so worried about taking damage? Like, I feel like there's a lot of game states where you can just, like, take the damage and look your opponent in the eyes and be like, bro, are you actually going to try and kill me right now? Like, I have 15 cards in hand and, you know, Dawn up, like, nice try. He just used the 0 cost to re-ramp. Also interesting. Okay, so this is going to be another 8 at life. Okay, so Daniel basically just passed his turn. And we're untapping with, like, everything. We actually just have everything. Daniel has 2 cards in hand. I feel like Daniel's board actually just goes away. Honestly, I think I'd just start with an 11. I haven't done the math, but I think I'd just start with an 11 and just say like, hey, you might have 0 cost here, but you don't have double 2K. But I mean, that could be wrong. I'm not 100% convinced that that's the correct first swing. I'd have to really think about it. Yeah. Oh, wow. He actually did have double 2K, so good thing he only swung 10. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just swing 10 and like then you just have to swing 8. Oh, are we surely we have Luna if we're ignoring the board. There's no way we're ignoring the board if we don't have Luna. I feel like I want to swing at the board even if I do have Luna. I'm actually kind of puzzled. I'm really interested in seeing where this goes. I feel like even if I had Luna, I still want to swing at the board here, but maybe I'm just mistaken. But like, I don't know. Like, are we actually killing next turn? Maybe we are. If we are genuinely killing next turn, then it's extremely reasonable to just swing life here. But, like, we are so far ahead that I don't know why we necessarily need to set up to kill next turn. Like, is Alejandro, like, really worried about dying soon? I have to imagine there's no way he's near death. Like, the deck does just play infinite counter, and his opponent's only going to get one swing next turn. What did we just play? Did we just play double chopper? No, we played Sanji and chopper. Oh, it's because they're in time. Okay. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I completely forgot about time. That's why he's swinging at life. And that's why he was protecting his life so aggressively. Y'all, I was fumbling with this commentary. I completely forgot about time. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was completely... what he was doing in hindsight of time makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's just no way the Bonney player has less cards in his deck than the deck that, like, drew a card, like, Gum Gianted. Like, there's just literally no way. There's just no way. He had to get... Was this game winnable? Maybe not. Because we would have to put him to 0 here. And we just didn't have the swings because one of our things was frozen by Carrot. Damn. If we just had the demonic aura, or not the demonic aura, the Luna. If we had the Luna last turn, we win for sure. For sure. Yeah. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This was like a crazy long one. I probably should have had it sped up, but like this board was already so hard to interpret. I didn't really want to do that. Also, I wanted like a little bit more chill. But everyone go check out the Metafy down below, Angelo's. Use the code in the description for a discount off of that guide if you are looking to pick up GP. Also, thank you so much to all of my Metafy supporters, the people who make this possible. You all will be getting a little, I don't necessarily want to call it a guide, but like a little something from me about GP soon. So shout outs to Trillance Beans, Flash, Arib, Stu, Inku, Josh, Janitu, N9 Jose, Cho, Ohigi, Bandit, Furry Zerg, Zarunix, Reckless, Felix, KJM, Winerax, Great Poner, Tailshoot, Debo, Hendrick, Emon, Chance, Mistaken, Logan, Captivate, Zephyr, Joyboy, and Ivan, Just a Guy, Jake, and Ybox. Thank you all so much for supporting me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.